Alright guys, so the update is finally live, and as you guys know, Mega Draft is the game mode on ladder this season. So in today's video, I decided to show you guys how to get to Ultimate Champion, giving you guys tips. As you guys can see, I'm currently 3 games away, so let's get right into it and get into the first game of the video. Trainer Chris. Alright, so here we go. He gets to pick first. He's going to go for Golden Knight. So we're going to go ahead and take the Mighty Miner. I think the Mighty Miner is better than the Golden Knight anyway. It certainly will be after the Golden Knight ends up getting nerfed. And then we get to make a second selection as well. So I think here we'll go ahead and we just want to take something safe, something that can pair well in a lot of decks. So I'm going to go with arrows. You can't really go wrong with arrows. I was debating between that and barbell. Skelly's also could potentially be an option. He's going to go Flying Machine. So with the Flying Machine, we want to have some air counters for sure. I think we want to take a Dark Goblin, and then I might take a Hunter too. Just because we want to have something for that Flying Machine for sure. Are there Royal Hogs? I don't see Royal Hogs, so I was thinking maybe he was trying to go for a Recruits Hogs deck with Zappies and Flying Machine. That's not going to be the case though. So let's just take Hunter and then see what he takes here. If he goes for the recruits, that could be kind of annoying. So what I might actually do is try to block him from taking the recruits because I have a strong feeling that he's going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because the recruits are also pretty good against the Fishermen and the Zappies anyway. Okay, and then here I'm going to take something else. Maybe something cheap now, just because our deck is pretty expensive. I think Skellies are really safe, just taking something to get him to do... Okay, so he goes Lightning and Furnace. Whoa, that is wild. I was not expecting him to do Furnace. That is definitely interesting, to say the least. He doesn't seem to have a good counter to the Drill, so I'm going to take Drill here. Recruits go pretty well with the Drill. And then we're probably going to want to take... I was going to do a Cannon, but because he took Lightning, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. So we'll just actually go ahead and just do Spear Goblins, something else that's cheap. We kind of have a Recruits spam deck here. A little weird synergy, but Mega Draft, you're never going to get an amazing deck. So he's going to go for the E-Giants. We got to watch out for that. Luckily, though, we do have the Drill, so we could go for a defensive Drill. On top of that, we'll start with Mighty Miner in the back here. We know he's got Flying Machine, which is going to be pretty annoying. He's going to go for the Golden Knight. Let's actually go ahead and drill in the other lane and go for Spear Goblins. The Hunter's also pretty good against the E-Giant, so it's nice that we have that going for us as well. So, okay, he does the dash with the Golden Knight. Look at all that damage we already got, so really good start already. I can't complain. We're just going to go for a Dark Goblin here, and then go Skellies, and then we're actually going to go ahead and drill again, because we've got the Dark Gob coming in. If he decides to go E-Giant, we have Hunter, so we should be alright there. Forces Barbell out of him. So we're going to get some chip damage. Zappies do not defend that as well as he was hoping, so very, very nice start to this match here. We do got to watch out for that E-Giant, which he could play right now, because no drill in cycle. So I'd have to use a... probably a Hunter on that, but he's going to set up with a Furnace in the back, so no need to worry about that for now. We don't really have anything for the Furnace. I mean, we could arrow it. I think I actually am going to arrow it, just because there's nothing else we really want to arrow in this matchup anyway, so I think it's a pretty solid play just to take it off of the board. We're going to go Dark Gob in the back. We're going to go for Skellies here, and then do that just to make sure the Golden Knight doesn't dash on the tower. And so far, looking pretty good this game. Force a Flying Machine out of him. So let's just go ahead and get a Mighty Miner down here. Go for a Drill. And then let's go Dark Goblin. I knew he was going to play Zappy, so I played that to snipe it. I'm going to pop the ability because it's going to help take care of the Zappies a little bit. Maybe it wasn't the best ability, but I guess it's alright. Does he have enough to go E-Giant in front here? No, he does not. Or maybe he did, but he just chose not to play it. Alright, we'll just set up Hunter in the back here. There's the E-Giant. So, that's going to be pretty annoying to deal with. We're going to have to definitely go defensive drills. It's the only way we're going to be able to defend it. It's arrow here. Need to get a hunter on top of that flying machine. And then we're going to arrow. He keeps giving us arrow value, so I might as well take it. Defensive drill is going to be the play here. Really nice drill. Solid defense. Fisherman is getting kind of annoying. But, again, good drill. We're just going to let that flying machine lock on. Just because we don't want to, like, over-defend. I want to save elixir to get the push going here. We're going to arrow. It's going to get good value because it's going to hit the zappies and the tower. And then let's just go for a drill here to pressure. Follow up with a Dark Goblin as well. Dark Goblin doesn't lock on the tower. It does lock on the flying machine, though, pretty much killing it. So that's really good. We'll just go Skellies here. He gives us arrows, so I'm definitely going to take that. We're going to go for a drill. Go zappies. He has to play basically everything just to stop that drill. Even a Dark Gob as well. We get arrows going in again. We're going to switch up the placement with the drill just to be unpredictable. And then we just have to block the bridge here. If we block the bridge, we should be okay. There's so much going on right now. What the heck? Defensive drill here. Spear gobs. And that is going to be GG. Win our first game here against E-Giant. Both of us had such weird variations. I feel like him not having the tornado really helped us out because he couldn't, you know, NATO things together to get the Golden Knight to dash on everything. And just like that, we are now 2 wins away from reaching Ultimate Champion. Okay, so we get to pick first. I'm going to go ahead and take Miner. It's a really safe first pick. It can pair well in a ton of decks, and there's tons of cards in this draft that pair well with the Miner as well. We see the Bomb Tower, we see the Queen, arrows, Fireball. You can't really go wrong taking Miner. Knight as well as Tank. So he's going to take the Lightning, so obviously we don't want to take the Queen. Monk is going to be our best option. Skeleton King is not really that good in draft because it requires very specific cards, and I feel like Monk is just a bit more versatile in more decks than it. So he took Lightning. We're going to go ahead and just take Fireball for now. We might later on take a Bar Barrel or a Snowball, but for now, Fireball is going to be, I think, a pretty good pick. He's going to go Fisherman. So it's looking like he might be trying to get an RG deck going here because we see he already picked Lightning and Fisherman, and RG is an option. So very good chance of that. And if that is the case, we're definitely going to want to have a building. So there's the RG right there. We're going to want to have a building, like I said. So I'm thinking a Bomb Tower is going to be the good building because the cannon is more vulnerable to lightning. It like dies instantly. The Bomb Tower is a little bit sturdier. And then we're also going to want to probably have another counter to the RG, something like probably Barbarians. But I'm going to wait a little bit to take it just because he might try to counter them. So I want to take them later on to kind of catch him off guard. But we're definitely going to take another counter. It's like something like Barbarians or even Prince. We're definitely going to want to have something else, though. With him having the Skelly King, though, we are going to want to have another counter to that of some sort. So I am going to take the Bar Barrel here. Bar Barrel is going to do decent against that. And here we are going to want to take... We need another counter to that RG without a doubt. So Right here, I'm going to go with Barbarians, just because we have the Fireball, so he's not going to have an amazing way of taking those out, unless he takes, like, Xe or something here, which I could see him doing. Instead, though, he's going to go Electro Spirit. So this guy actually has a pretty solid deck. This RG deck he has right here, it used to actually be a meta RG deck a few months ago. So it's a solid deck, but it's really good that we do have the Barbarians. We could take some sort of, you know, secondary win condition. Maybe we take... Maybe what we should actually take is Valkyrie, just so we have a direct answer to the Skeleton King, just so we have a counter for most of the cards in his deck. We have Barbarians for the RG, Valkyrie for the Skeleton King. So we have tons of ground cards, which is great because he doesn't have any air cards. So we don't have to worry about air cards, which is why we have a ground-heavy deck. Bomb Tower going to be good against that RG. So overall, pretty happy with the pick overall. So he's going Princess the Bridge. I was waiting to see if he was going to do something like that. I didn't really want to play into his Tombstone. I'm kind of glad that I waited. I think that that's good. So he's going to go for the Fisherman. I'm just going to go ahead and Monk, same lane. He obviously can't, you know, do anything right now aggressively. Like if he goes RG or something like that, we have Arbs in cycle, we have Bomb Tower, so completely fine there. He's going to go for his Skeleton King. So let's actually hit him with Minor Wall Breakers in the opposite lane just to apply a little bit of pressure. See an E-Spear come out of him and a Tombstone, so that was exactly what I wanted there. We get a little bit of chip damage. We're going to go for a Bomb Tower here. Don't have my Valkyrie yet back in rotation yet, so that's the main reason why I did that. He isn't even going to use the ability, so that is great for us. We don't have to waste a Barb Barrel or anything on that, so instead we can save the Barb Barrel for the Princess here to take her out. He is going to go for an E-Spirit that does absolutely nothing. As you can see, he still takes out the Princess there. Miner coming in, and he decides to go for a Fisherman. So I'm thinking we go Monk, same lane as the Fisherman, because we want to save Valkyrie for the Skelly King and Barbarians for the RG, so I'm, if possible, going to save those cards. But if he does something like Princess the Bridge, I have to go for a Valkyrie on that. I don't really have a choice, but that's fine. I mean, he still has to defend and deal with the Valkyrie, as well as the Monk here. So we just go Wall Breakers here in the other lane, see if we can maybe get a connection. Probably not. Yeah, he goes in for the E-Spirit to ensure that that doesn't happen. We'll just set up a Bomb Tower here, and then probably send in another Miner on top of his tower to apply some pressure. We're just keeping our Barbarians in cycle until he goes in for that RG, and speak of the RG, there he goes. So we'll get Barbs down on top of this RG, hopefully able to stop it pretty easily. Maybe we don't even need to use Barbs on it, because we could just go for... you know, I'm gonna do it, why not? And that actually, is gonna be perfect timing right there on top of that Princess, so we do take her out as well. He's gonna go for that in the opposite lane. Let's get a Valk down here for that Skeleton King. And then we're gonna need a Barb Barrel on top of that Fisherman. He's going to give us a ton of value there, so we're definitely going to take that Fireball value. Don't mind if I do. We're going to go for Wall Breakers here. Pressuring right now. It's going to force a Tombstone out of him. We're going to go Valkyrie, same lane as that Skeleton King. Valkyrie does get a big-time connection right on top of that tower. So he's having a really hard time getting an RG push off because obviously we are, you know, our defense is just insane with the Barbs and the Bomb Tower that he's just not really having a single opportunity to go in, and we want to keep it that way. We don't want to let him get a push off with that RG. I'm going to go Valk here because the Fisherman should pull her on top of the tower unless he finds a way to stop it. He doesn't, so we actually do get that to happen. Doesn't get as much damage as I thought, but that's alright. We go for a Fireball there. He might end up going in for an RG here because he does have that Skelly King, which he needs to take out the Barbarians. Instead, though, he's going to set one up in the back. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, play kind of nice and slow. Princess gets distracted there, kind of clutch for us. We're going to get a... Do we go Bomb Tower here, or do we actually go... I think we just go Barbarians to just take out this RG this time around. Should be pretty solid. That just got reflected, that log. That was really, really clutch for us. We're going to pre-place a Bomb Tower. This is looking better and better for us as this match progresses. Fireball coming in on top of the Tombstone. And it's only a matter of time now at this point. He's trying to stack Fishermans. One of them goes down. We're going to send in another Miner here just to keep the pressure up, keep him on his toes so he's not able to get good pressure going in. We're going to go for a Monk here, and we're going to go for a Barbarian, stopping this RG. No way it's going to end up breaking through these, barbs. No shot. Him not having a Fireball or anything for the Barbarians is just so brutal. There's, like, no way for him to break through. And now, at this point, just closing out the game here. Fisherman pulls the Valkyrie on top of the tower, and that is going to put the tower into Fireball range, getting us another win, putting us now 1 win away from Ultimate Champion. Let's go. Alright, guys, 1 win away. Let's see if we can win the final game, putting us in Ultimate Champion. Alright, wow, we're actually against Trainer Chris again. I just played against him a little while ago, but we're already matching him again. So that shows you there's only a few people in League 9 right now. So we're going to take Mighty Miner here. See what he picks. He's going to go Ewiz, so that's a good pick because it's a good reset to the Mighty Miner, so that's a good play by him. He's going to go Poison, so we're going to go ahead and do Miner and Log likely here, just because very safe cards to pick, very strong in many decks. So we're going to do Miner and Log. So with Poison, he could definitely take some sort of graveyard deck, so we do have to be careful about that. He takes the Baby Dragon. Might want to take something like Xe or just something so we have a reliable air counter. So he takes, though. Okay, so he's going to take arrows. I think Executioner might be a good play here. We'll see. Or I could wait to take it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do Executioner just because I want to have an air counter to that Baby Dragon. Otherwise, that's definitely going to be a problem. And it's looking more and more like he's likely going to do a graveyard deck. So we got to be really cautious about that. I'm going to do Mortar. I think it's okay, especially with what we've chosen. Miner goes really well with it. Mighty Miner, Log, all go great with that. So he's going to go Tombstone. So now it's looking more and more like he's going to go for a graveyard deck. And looking at what we got and what's available, we want to have some good counters to the graveyard. So something like Valkyrie could be useful to have. I'm going to go ahead and do Valkyrie. I would do guards, but the only problem is they get arrowed away. I think that Electro Spirit can be really nice, the chain on top of it. Now he gets to pick, so we'll, I guess, choose accordingly in response to what he does. He goes for Rocket. Wow, I was not... Okay, Rocket and RG. Ooh, things just got really interesting. So he just went with Rocket and RG. So I think we want to do a P.E.K.K.A. because we already have Mortar, so we don't really want to do Inferno. That would be very weird having that synergy together. I feel like this is solid against his Monk, the P.E.K.K.A., as well as the RG. Whereas if I take Inferno, it can get tanked for. So that's kind of what the Monk can kind of block for that RG. So that's what I was worried about. So we'll go ahead and Mighty Miner here in the back to start things off. And I guess we'll just go for an Executioner just to pair with this. It's good against the Tombstone, so it'll make things a little annoying for him. He's going to go for a Baby Drag. So he drops that in the other lane. See if he does anything else with it. Maybe we'll go E-Spirit here. And I'm going to go ahead and P.E.K.K.A. It's a bit aggressive, but I think that it's solid just because we can support and go Mortar with this P.E.K.K.A. He's going to go ahead and E-Wiz. Let's get a Miner down. He goes for a defensive Poison. Wow, very interesting. He definitely didn't want to do that. I think he did that out of desperation because he didn't have a choice. Miner's getting loads of damage on the tower. Mortar's locked on the tower. And guys, this is looking really good so far to start this game off. Really happy with the start. I couldn't really ask for a better start, to be honest. So we're going to go ahead and Valkyrie in the back here. Should be a good play. We don't want a Mighty Miner because he could go RG in the opposite lane. We don't have our P.E.K.K.A. back in rotation, of course. He's going to go for a Monk. So we're going to go Mighty Miner, same lane, and then get an Executioner down if he decides to go in for his Baby Dragon, because the Executioner is the only counter that we have for that Baby Dragon. I'm going to go for an E-Spirit here. Let's get an Executioner down. I know he's probably going to pop that Monk ability, but I'm going to do it anyway just because we don't really Oh, it actually went down there, so that's great. He goes for the arrows. Let's go for a mortar here, and then go for a miner. Mortar is misclicked. Wait, what the heck? I misclicked the mortar. Hello. But he still thought it was on the tower, so he poisoned it anyway, so it didn't actually matter that much. So both of us kind of screwed up right there. We're going to go mortar right here again, just keeping up the pressure. He might go for an RG. If he does, that's completely fine, because we can obviously go for a P.E.K.K.A. And then probably go Xe, because he's going to want to go Baby Dragon, of course, as the only air card that he has. And he is going to go for a Rocket, but it's not going to get an absurd amount of value. I mean, it only hits the Executioner, so doesn't really matter that much. Completely fine with that. We're just going to go ahead and go for our Mighty Miner here. He's going to go for the Monks. So let's actually get a P.E.K.K.A. going right now. He's going to go for an Ewiz. So let's get an Executioner here on top of that. And I guess probably go Mortar. He's going to want a Rocket, I'm sure. So I don't want to like play a Mortar into the Rocket. That would be kind of bad. Just because I have a feeling that's what he's going to do. I'm going to do it now because the XC did move up. So here we go. P.E.K.K.A. coming in. Forces Ewiz out of him. And we're going to go for a Mighty Miner here. Alright, nice. Let's go for an Executioner. I don't know if he's going to Rocket. Maybe he does. If he does, it's probably okay. Goes Poison instead. Let's just go for a Miner on the tower to pressure. Log that Mortar as well. And he can't really ignore that Miner. So he had to go Ewiz. Mighty Miner Bomb on top of the tower. Mortar, I believe, is on the tower as well. And that is going to put us in Ultimate Champion. So we do end up reaching Ultimate Champion this video. Let's go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's take a look and see what our win rate is. So as you see, we get the emote and 78% win rate. So not that good of a win rate. Obviously, it was a little harder because we did do it on the very first day. So a lot of good players, we ended up playing against them. But we pulled through. I was actually streaming this for about 6 hours. Those of you who was watching this video, I was actually live streaming this as well. So make sure to stop by my streams. I'm streaming way more often now. So if you guys want to see live gameplay, make sure to be there. Make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys aren't subscribed already. And thank you again. Until next time, guys.